welcome to the first episode of Long Distance Knits for the year 2023. My name is Madeline.
And I'm Cheryl, and we're two best friends who love to knit almost as much as we love each other.
Exactly.
And I set up last year.
No more in the new year. One of our resolutions. And we are, in fact, as the name of our channel implies, long distance best friends who live on the other side of the country from each other, but love to knit and talk about knitting. So we're back, people. I know you thought you'd seen The Last of Us, but we're here. We're going to talk about the year of 2022 and all the wonderful knitting that we did, and we're so excited.
It's true.
Yay. Cheryl, do you want to start? Let's talk about what we're wearing.
Good idea.
Because I love this one that you have. It is so beautiful on you.
Thank you. It's very popular. So I feel like it's a boring answer, but I feel like I loved seeing how everyone's turned out. I did the sweater number 14. I love it. I already forgot, Madeline, which main yarn I held, which is a Drops brand.
Classic.
But it's held with Drops Kid Silk mohair, and I love it. It's very soft, a little itchy. I think I told Madeline one of my resolutions, spoiler, is to try conditioning my yarn because I'm very sensitive to mohair. But we'll see. What are you wearing, Madeline?
I am wearing my Cumulus blouse by Petite Knit. This was a frantic holiday sweater that I cast on when I was going to go travel and see family for the holidays, and I didn't have anything to work on, but I had a bunch of this yarn, which is from Juniper Moon Farms. It's a mix of alpaca and nylon, and it's fingering weight. So I held it double, and I really like this pattern. It's surprisingly easy. I did, I will confess in this safe space that I messed up the sleeves. I didn't do any decreases. I just made assumptions.
I like that.
Balloon sleeve, and I like how it looks. It's a little puffy down at the end. I could have tightened it, but anyways,
no,
that's what I've got. Yeah.
It's really cute.
Thank you. Yours is cute too. Really matches your
Thanks.
eyes. Those blues.
Oh, thanks. God. Anyways, we were thinking about walking everybody through our top 3 or 4 knits from the last year. Madeline, would you like to begin?
Oh my gosh, sure. We did, I sat down before we did this and I was shocked. I had 10 unique, just sweaters that I did last year. I feel like we really put the pedal to the metal. We're doing way more knitting than we have before. And so, yeah, but I did also, and I know you love an accessory knit. I feel like that needs to be said. She's always working on a balaclava or a little hat. So I had a couple socks, but mostly it was a big sweater year for me. But I'll talk about the first thing that I finished this year that I brought to share, which is one of my favorites ever, which has a string that has not been woven in. But this is the Ulla Sweater by Gregoria Fibers. It's hard to see. Maybe I'll put in a picture of us wearing these. Maybe that will help.
Or go to our Instagram.
That's so true.
Long.distance.knits.
Exactly. But I freaking love this sweater. I have not done anything. I just literally pulled it out of the cabinet where I have them folded. So she's a little wrinkly. I might steam her if I was gonna actually wear her. But I did this with also Juniper Moon Farms. I basically only use Juniper Moon Farms because it's the most prominent brand at my local yarn store. But it's so nice. It's 100% alpaca. It was the first time I've ever knit with alpaca, and it's got such a nice drape to it. I really love this pattern. It's kind of a mock turtleneck, and it's all twisted rib.
So pretty.
Which was kind of horrifying to do. But you start literally up here and you just do increases to make the yoke, and you work down and start building the stockinette panels on the side, if that makes sense. But I love this sweater. It makes me feel like a classy bitch when I wear it. It's I just love it. I'm so proud of myself for doing this. I feel like this was the first sweater that I was heck yeah.
Yes.
I'm knitting a sweater, people.
It's a really
real
pretty
sweater.
Did you say you held it single-stranded, or did you hold it with anything, or was it just...
I ended up doing single strand.
Nice.
I got a mohair that I was going to use with it, but the colors were just all wrong, and I felt like this was fuzzy enough on its own that I didn't really need anything. I hate mohair. I don't like it. So if I can avoid doing that, I do.
No, you're right. Anyways. Don't really either, but I won't stop buying it.
No, it's horrible. But yes, highly recommend the Ulla pattern. Gregoria knits.
Yes, okay. It's so pretty. I don't do enough Gregoria knits. I guess I love to admire her knits. Yes, they're really pretty. Yeah. I was gonna start with one of hers, but I think I will actually derail and start with my sweater number 21. I want to say I think I did just one strand of drops air, and I think it was a little below gauge. Not that I check for gauge. I won't ever do that.
No. Why would you do that?
So I think I knit a large, but it turned out like a medium. I think I sized down my needles and sized up on the sweater, but I've just never made anything like her before. Yeah. Like, it was pretty scary, but like not as scary as I thought it would be. I feel like knitting is one of those things where I get amnesia sometimes, where I definitely at the end of this was like, when will this mesh pattern end? But now that I have it, I'm like, I love it so much. It's my favorite.
That was so fun to make.
It's just like very practical to wear over things. Yeah, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's good for all seasons.
I agree. I really just have enjoyed like throwing it over a turtleneck or a long sleeve shirt in the winter, and I think it's really cute. And I feel like it's also one of those things that gets compliments, and then you can be like, oh, this?
I made it.
But it's actually like you knit it front and back. So like you do the back panel and then pick up stitches on the front. And it makes it a little easier because there's sort of like just a knit like edge on the the HD ain't showing it too well. But it's
I was gonna say I want to see a close-up of what that mesh looks like.
But like, yeah, it's again, I have amnesia. I don't really remember it too well. I think it was like
it
knit two
so
together,
hard.
slip, knit, and then you like knit around. You basically like offset. You do like one row and then offset it the next row, and then you just keep doing it. I'm not good at explaining things, but I really love it, and I really recommend it. It was a really fun sweater to like shake things up from also like I feel like very normal sweaters I usually make.
Yeah, I feel like that mesh would be cute for like a little, like almost like a little grocery bag, like a, you know, those ones where there's fruit in it. Like it's a similar vibe to that.
I make those. I've made those, but like it always ends up too droopy, and then I don't like how it turns out. But I feel like I was never using the right yarn, so maybe I'll try again now that this has revived me.
What yarn did you say you used with that?
Drops Air.
Oh yeah,
it's really soft alpaca.
She's a drops
and I think it's
influencer.
Nice. Yeah, I love drops.
It's great. I'm excited. I've got a drops yarn order incoming. I'm excited.
Oh, I forgot. Okay, that's so exciting.
Okay, well then I'll show you one that for me was also kind of a like shake up, different than what I normally do. And this was also connected to my Ulla because I knit this with the mohair that I had gotten. Because online I somehow thought that I was like, they'll look great together because this one's got like some yellow in it, and thought, amazing. No, it looked horrible. So then I just had a bunch of this mohair that like is in a very specific color that's a little out of my color comfort zone. But then I saw Penrose Knits. Oh, sorry, this has a bunch of my hair in it. That's disgusting. Penrose Knits, a podcaster who I'm obsessed with, put out this pattern, and she was teasing it for a while. I was waiting so patiently. I was saving this mohair. This is the Soufflé tee, the Soufflé top. I don't know if it has or if it's just the Soufflé. It's also kind of wrinkly from being folded in my little drawer, but I love it. I also feel like this is hard to really like say how cute it is when it's just holding it up and you're not actually seeing it on.
It's so cute.
But I really love it. It's 2 strands of that mohair. I did it. It's Josie by Braymont. Do not recommend. It's like perfectly soft actually. This feels nice on my skin, but it's not like, there's no fuzz on it, like, and maybe that's why it feels so soft. It's like a fake mohair. I want to say it was I have it written down here somewhere, what the makeup of it was. No, I don't. I just said I held it double. Okay, never mind. I didn't prepare for this. But basically, for the top part, you're holding it single, so it's a little sheer, this top panel, and then it's held double for the rest of it. But since I did not buy this yarn for this project, I did not have enough to do what I was supposed to do. And so the sleeves are way shorter than her pattern calls for. The pattern almost, it goes a little lower and has kind of like a puffy sleeve, and it's so beautiful and dainty. And I definitely want to do another one of these and like do the actual look upright. I just did like literally a little mini I-cord bind off on the edges, and it doesn't look as good as what she wanted you to do, which was a folded hem, which is what I did at the bottom. Also really way too thin for what it is.
So cute. I've never done a folded hem on like a hem. Like I've done it for the collar, but that's it.
No, yeah, literally. I also have amnesia about it. Could not tell you how to do it now, but when I did it, I was like, this is amazing. And then so after you finish, you come back later and you pick up the stitches around this and do this little ruffle, which that was when I was really starting to panic because I had finished everything else and definitely like barely had enough. I think I literally used like every inch of this yarn, but I was starting to be like, okay, what if I did a pink band or like purple or a different color? But I'm glad I didn't because I really like this kind of like marigold, orangey,
it's so cute,
buttery. Anyways, that was my crazy project.
I love it, and I
recommend.
think that your feedback is really interesting because I feel like the one time I touched it, we're again long distance. I've only touched that thing once, but like it was so soft for being a fake mohair. But I'm interested, like, to hear. Yeah, you don't love it that much, like the yarn itself.
I guess now that I'm talking it through, maybe I do love it. Maybe I'm projecting my anger of not having it. And I think it's also discontinued is part of the, like, so I shouldn't recommend it anyways. I got it on webs, like they have such good closeout sales. Oh. And this was one of them. So I don't know if the yarn is discontinued or just this colorway is discontinued, but I could not buy more. That was like, adding to the drama of my yarn chicken. It was like, I literally could not acquire more if I needed to.
No, that's pretty scary.
So don't recommend because it doesn't exist anymore, probably. Okay, what's next, Cheryl Callahan? Ooh,
I was gonna say.
Wait, are we saying last names?
No, we are. It's fine.
Okay, what's next, Cheryl?
My double life is exposed. I was gonna say, I think I'll shake things up with.
How many times can we shake things up?
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, this is crazy. I made a scarf. I don't make a lot of scarves.
Oh, that is crazy.
It's not, but thank you.
But it's the crazy scarf.
It's from. Okay, well, I saw this somewhere on Ravelry. I was looking at this scarf called the Whirligig scarf, which is like literally, I think it was a Stash Buster that came up, and it's genuinely just a stockinette tube, which I was like, that's cool. But I was scrolling through.
Revolutionary.
I know, the projects, as I do to like copy other people who have good ideas. And I should have written down her username. I don't know who it was. You can find it. This lady had this scarf that was so cool, and it was with this yarn. It's called Crazy Yarn. That's what it's called, which is so crazy. From Stonehenge Fiber Mill. And I emailed this nice lady, Deb, and said, can you just send me 5 balls of whatever
your
yarn
craziest yarn.
Your craziest crazy yarn. And I sent her the inspo pic and just said, like, I'm trying to make this. I don't know if she looked at it or not, but it doesn't matter because it turned out really cool. It's basically like the yarn, I guess, is probably like 2-ply. Well, maybe not 2-ply. That sounds thin. But you know what I mean? It's like each hank has like, let's say it's like through this section. So like every section has 2 colors that sort of like flow into each other. And I just wanted like a soft, cozy scarf that like gives
That's what
that,
I was waiting
like,
for. Put that
crazy,
thing on.
crazy vibe. No, like I wanted it to feel like your grandpa's scarf or something. You know what I mean? And I love it. Oh, my AirPod fell out. I wear it all the time, and I tell everyone I made it, and I just love it. It's so fun and goes really well with like a boring outfit, I would say. But mostly it was just like the easiest thing to knit ever, and it took like, it's a really good thing to like shove in a bag and then take out when you're just knitting in a circle for 1,000 rows.
Right. How did you do the ends? Is it just Kitchener stitch?
I did Kitchener stitch when I ended it, and then I really just winged it on the first end. Like I just pulled it inside out and like stitched the end together. But I mean, it looks fine. Well, now that I'm looking at it, the Kitchener stitch end, it really won't focus on my knits math when I'm on HD. But the Kitchener stitch end,
you get the idea,
people.
But I think that's like, I do think that's such a good idea. Like I would never have thought to do a scarf in the round.
I didn't either. I copied a nice lady who did it first, and I really like how it turned out. I made another one as a gift already, and I want to make 1,000 more. It's like just really fun and soft and cool. I have not blocked my own yet. I got too excited, but when I blocked the gift one, it did get even longer, but I really liked it. But I used 5. I think I said that as skeins, but I maybe didn't need to use all 5, but I like it long.
How did you block such a long scarf?
I lined up my little puzzle piece blocking tiles in one long line, and I made my boyfriend help. I said, help me pin it down in the longest rectangle possible. It was really insane, but I would say it was worth it.
Nice.
Thanks.
I don't have any scarves to show, but I'll show yet another sweater that I worked on. I did a lot this year of like knitting tied to like an event or travel or something.
Yes.
And so I had 2 sweaters that I worked on when I went to Alaska last summer, which was for a friend's wedding, and I had one that I was finishing like right when we left because I wanted to wear it, and then I was working on this cardigan because I wanted something to wear during the wedding because it's outside at night. Even in summer in Alaska, it's like still a little chilly. But I did not finish it in time, but I did work on it like the whole time I was in Alaska, and like we did a lot of driving from place to place, and I was working on it. But it is the shocker, pattern by Petite Knit, the Novice Cardigan. I've never done a cardigan before, and it's such a good pattern. Like I was kind of shocked by how easy it was to follow. I hate knitting flat, but I really like didn't mind it in this context so much. Yeah, I don't know what else I can even say about her. I really like it. I got these buttons from Austin Creative Reuse. Oh yeah, it doesn't really focus that great. But I did this with also some closeout yarn that I got on Webs, so I don't know if you can still find it, but I really like it, so it's worth even saying it. The main color is just a white cream color. That's the Lana Grossa Benesser yarn, which is a cotton alpaca blend, which was just like so freaking soft. And then I ruined it by putting it with this like super scratchy mohair, which is by Barrico Artesia, and it's an alpaca / mohair, so I thought it would be a little softer, but just like literally like the cotton alpaca was so soft on its own that now it's a little scratchy. I definitely don't wear this right on my skin. She's a layering piece that I still have not blocked. So is she technically a finished object? Maybe.
Yeah, she is.
But no, I liked it a lot. It's a little also outside of my color comfort zone. Just like a little rainbow, like orangey, pinky, not orange at all. Pinky blues and greens. Yeah, but I really liked it, and I did it the whole time while I was knitting. So whenever I look at it, I just think about the time that I was in Alaska. So
that is so stinky.
That's my cardigan.
And I feel like a cardigan is a good piece to have with mohair because I feel like you usually do wear something under it, you know?
So hopefully it like prevents the pilling.
Yeah.
There's so much texture. Right. Yeah.
That's so nice.
Anyways.
Sorry, thinking about what I'm gonna do next.
I know
what I was gonna say at the start was I also did a Gregoria pattern, which is the Magda.
Heck yeah.
And she is just so cute and cozy. And I told Madeline this, and I put it in our post about it. I was just like so scared with like, I loved the brioche body, but I was scared with the like hem. I would just look you know, like a mushroom. Like I was worried it would just make me look like poofy. And it does a little bit, but like not, it's like big enough all around that you don't really notice, you know what I mean? It's mostly just big and cozy. I use dropped brush and alpaca, and I think drops Nord, I think, and it's got the slightest itch to it. I think I might just be sensitive to all yarn, but I would say I use an undershirt with it anyways, because it's got like this fun hole detailing that like, it just feels necessary sometimes. But I really like how it turned out. It's like very big and like cozy is the word I would say that I've said 20 times.
I can't believe you wanted to go back to a brioche project after the September slipover, which was like a 2021 project that I feel like nearly killed both of us.
Yeah, no, you were right. I think that was because the needles, well, okay, I was gonna say it was a small needles, but this isn't that different because it's just a bigger sweater, but with bigger needles. Like, there were probably a similar amount of stitches. I think I was tricked by it, like, not starting until the body started. Or I had amnesia and I said, what's wrong with brioche, Madeline? I love it.
Why did we hate that so much? Yeah, or there's no shaping, right? The brioche is all just like straight.
Yeah, it's nice. You do all the shaping like from the shoulders to like the chest. I would say, I believe with this project, it said something like, oh, just do the front like 20 centimeters or something like that to like before you start the body. And when I did that, it was like still at my neck. And so I don't know if I was doing it wrong, but I think I improvised a little bit and it ended up fine. So
I think, yeah, like, do you find yourself doing that a lot with patterns, like adjusting? Yeah. Or do you knit to like the letter of the law in it?
I would say well, I'm a liar. Nope, I also improvise, I think. Like sometimes if I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do it like between a medium and a large size. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like I just make things up. But it always ends up kind of okay. And I don't write it down, so I couldn't really tell you. So do you do that, or is that just me?
Oh, no, totally. And if I don't like something, my next thing is actually an example of that. Like, I'll just change it because I like, who cares? Yeah. Like, I think the pattern's like always a jumping off point. I mean, same with like my poofy sleeves on accident, but my next one would be my Ingrid sweater from Petite Knit, which is similar color to Magda. I feel like we need to be wearing these together.
It's true.
She's also got some wrinkles from being folded up. I wear these a lot, so I'm shocked how quickly they like get wrinkled.
I love it.
But I love this one. It's so popular. It's so everyone has made this one, but I don't care. I invented it and I love it. But yeah, I think like a lot of other people, I changed the neckline. The pattern originally had like more of a turtleneck, and it started with a 2x2 ribbing that turned into 1x1 ribbing, and I just thought it looked weird and wrong and not right at all. So I just did 1x1 rib for the collar. But this is the Petite Knit pattern that literally everyone in the world is making. But I love it so much. It was like deceptively easy. Like I think anyone, like I think maybe not an absolute beginner for your first sweater, but like it's just knits and purls. Like there's nothing else about this. And like then there's yarn overs to make the eyelets, which is also similar vibes to the Magda, the little eyelets.
It is.
So I also do always wear a shirt under this. Otherwise I feel very chilly and not at all like I'm being protected by a sweater with a bunch of holes. The most complicated part is this lattice work on the front, which is like faux cabling, where there's no cable needle, but there's like you're basically like knitting into the backs of loops and sliding things around, and it looks more intimidating than it actually is. And she charts that section out, so it's really easy to follow. And I love it. I did this with also a Juniper Moon Farms yarn. I can't think of the name, but I want to say it's something like Patagonia, honestly. Like, and it's I think it's just like Highland wool, but it's not merino, so it's a little scratchy. It's definitely not a soft sweater. And it's actually, maybe scratchy is the wrong word. It's like really dry yarn. Like my hands feel dry when I touch it, and it's not thick. Like it definitely like is not my cozy sweater that I'm gonna pull out on like a winter night and I want to warm up. Like it's a light layer. Which again, that's the other thing I don't do. Like I basically ignore yarn recommendations in patterns, and I just do what I want to do for the most part. Like I just find whatever I think looks nice with it. And so I think this one is meant to be a little bit cozier, like a regular wool and a mohair hauled together. But I said, I don't care about that. I'm doing what I want. I really like it a lot. I love, there's the most short rows I've ever done are on this project. There's tons of short rows. Like shaping the back and the neck, there's a ton of short rows. There's short rows to shape the shoulder right here and shape the collar. There's short rows on both sleeves. You can see that section, how it's kind of like a triangle and it's bigger on top. There's tons of short rows on either sleeve to do all this shaping. But again, the short rows are all in either this like double moss stitch that's everywhere on here, double moss stitch, or they're in the 2x2, so it's like not that bad. Yeah, but I love Kelly Rick. I love her. I wear her all the time. I'm gonna put it on later today.
I think what was crazy was like you sending pictures, or maybe you posted them, of what it looked like before and after blocking. Like you have very even stitches, but it looks like you bought it in a store after you blocked it. It's crazy.
Totally different. Like it's so tight because it's all ribbing and like these cables, and it's all bumpy, and the whole time I was like, oh crap, like this is horrible. It's looking so bad.
But I know what you mean.
But then then you're done and you're like, oh, amazing. Which I feel like your next sweater you're gonna talk about is also like a magic of blocking. What a transition.
It's true. Yeah, really smooth there. I was gonna go into, it's like we didn't even wait a year to make this. But I took the like jump and made the sweater number 15, I think, by My Favorite Things.
So pretty.
And I love her so much. Maybe I'll wear this later too. I did single-stranded as well because I was like, if I'm gonna put this much effort into this, I won't torture myself and add mohair to this one.
Can't do it.
I think it was just one strand of drops extra fine merino. Gosh. But I love it. I copied so many other people and went with this like light green.
So pretty.
Excuse me, I also have a hair, my own hair. I just
Do you
love
know what color that is specifically?
I want to say pistachio.
Oh, pistachio. Okay.
Don't quote me, but I think that's it.
My order is in sage green, and I was like, oh, did I do the same color?
I think they're probably similar.
Different. Yeah.
I just really love it. I was really scared of this because
hold that girl up. Let us see those cables.
She's just so cute, and I'm not like a particularly even like person with cabling, I would say. And honestly, I would switch between cabling and doing it like the normal way, and then doing the thing where like you do the cable stitches like through the back loop. And honestly, I don't think you can tell that I did it inconsistently throughout the sweater.
It looks so even.
But I just love it, and I was so scared. Okay, I didn't tell you this. I had a heart attack when I finally blocked it. Well, first of all, don't be scared when you make it, because with the medium I put it on and it was like really tight, and I was like, oh no. But it does like breathe a lot and stretch a lot once you block it. But when I did, I dried it off, I set it down. Madeline, somewhere in here, I can find it on the inside, one of like the sections of yarn, like in the inside, I don't even think it was like I was starting a new like I was joining new yarn. It just broke like at the cable part, and so it was so scary. But like I did a little surgery. Yeah, like there was a hole, and I went to the inside, and it was just like a part of yarn just like broke.
Oh my god.
And I almost cried, but everything was fine. Everything was fine. I literally like tied it in a little knot, but it was I just like, after how long, I took like a year to make this, and not because it was particularly hard. It was more just, I kept running out of yarn because I'm not good at doing the math for how much yarn to order. So, yeah, I was just like almost hysterical, and then it was fine.
That's horrible. I know. I feel like I kept texting you to be like, I want an update because I wanted to make this and I wanted to see how hard it was. And you'd always be like, oh, I'm waiting for more yarn. Like,
I was so annoyed when you would ask me because it would be like in a basket on top of a bookshelf, like somewhere far away. And you'd be like, how far is it? I was like, oh no. Someone's asking to hold me accountable for this sweater that I'll never finish. But the edges are like twisted rib, which I think looks really nice. And yeah, I think you're doing this now, so please show your whip. But I would say something we both agreed on is like, it's a lot of cables, but it doesn't feel like as many as I expected because you're doing like 9 rows of just knits and purls. And then it's every 10th row is the twist, which just somehow doesn't feel like, again, I don't know if it's like Stockholm syndrome, like I'm tricking myself into thinking it wasn't as bad, but it wasn't quite as much cabling as twisting as I thought it would be.
Yeah. No, I feel that way too. And I mean, we can move to talking about whips now.
Please.
Another amazing transition. Because I also like totally inspired by Cheryl. I was like, I have to make that. And I was literally only doing it with the belief that you were telling me that like, exactly like that, like it's not that hard, you get in the flow. And I do think eventually I got in the flow. I think the yoke was very hard for me, like with the shaping, and I didn't really understand. I'm not a cabler ever, so this was like I don't know why I did this, but and now you can really see like a pre-blocked one, like how tight.
Yes, it's like tight.
She is. Yeah, look at those sleeves, like so tight.
You're so far on it.
I'm almost done. I just have like a couple more cables to work on the body and then the edge of it, and hopefully I can be done. But okay, I got this yarn and I can't remember the name of it, so this is a useless thing to even bring up, but it's got like multicolor and like it kind of changes, so light pink, dark pink, but then all of a sudden, this isn't even a new skein, like all of a sudden, like the dark pink disappears in this one section. And so I feel like it just looks kind of crazy. Like, do you see that? How it's suddenly light?
I didn't notice it, but now that you pointed out, I don't think you'll notice it when you're like...
I'm hoping that there's like, it comes back. Like, it's definitely not hand-dyed. So I thought that I could like get away with not doing what you're supposed to do, which is like switch every couple rows or whatever to like mix it and avoid something like this. But apparently I was not that lucky. And it looks a little bit insane, but no, I really have enjoyed it. I love a folded neckline is like my favorite.
It looks so good.
I love that. I'm so excited to wear these together and be so obnoxious, but yeah, really hoping the blocking gets me some more yardage here.
It will.
But yeah, almost done. I do feel you get in the zone, and it is like it's 9 rows of just knitting and purling, and then 1 row that's kind of annoying of a bunch of cables.
Yeah.
The sleeves flew by.
Yes.
Because there's so few. But then I saved the body for last like a little idiot, and it's just like so many more. It does get kind of like, oh God, when is this gonna be over?
I love the pink. But I do think you're right, or maybe you didn't say this and I'm saying this, but like I think it's an easy one when you're I think like when you're working on it and you get in the zone, it's easy to keep going. But I didn't really say this, but I feel like when you put it down, it's hard to pick it back up. You're like, why would I do that? Yeah. But then you finish it and you're like, that wasn't so bad.
Right. Well, once you're a couple hours in or something, or like you've been watching TV, you're like, flying. Yeah. But right now,
it sounds terrible the way we're talking about it, but it's not
it's
bad.
Fun, and you do feel accomplished, and I love like. There's something about it. I felt the same way with the Ingrid. Like, there's something about being like, okay, like 3 more cables left.
Yes.
Like, being able to count like that instead of inches. It's like so much more tangible. And like, like Ingrid, I kept being like, okay, like gotta finish this section so then I can start the next one. And like, same here. I'm like, 2 more cable twists left and then I'm done.
Yes. And that's
so
what
now
I would
I'm
say.
motivated.
I did, not to come back, but the crazy spreader scarf, it was so fun and hard to put down because I would literally be like, okay, after the yellow section, well, after the blue section, well, but I like that because I think it like, it's very helpful to like break it up. You're like, I'm just gonna finish the section because I can't put it down and like not end on a cable row. That's crazy.
Exactly. It's like a mental thing, helps to keep you locked in it. Not that we need help, but it is a little extra. What are you working on right now?
Where am I? Oh, I moved my desk.
we came with you.
Okay, I've been working on the Hazel Sweater, which...
Heck yeah.
I'm using drops, extra fine merino, and mohair. I feel like we can get into this more at a later date, but I feel like I will text Madeline and be like, I've just spent like 3 hours and I can't pick a color for this sweater.
Oh, yeah.
Like I switch between being like, if I'm gonna make it and it's gonna be one of a kind, I should do a special crazy color or like something different. I threw that out the window with the Hazel because I was like, so many people do like a brown and it looks so good. And I think I'll wear it more.
Yeah.
Like I just need to like stop and just make it. So last night I forced myself to finish the collar because I was like, I can't go into this podcast.
I'm
not that far. I'm not done with the body. I'm trying to get good about finishing the collar first because I think it looks more real to me.
Yeah.
Like,
it looks right now like those little dickies that you like to make too.
Oh, I might have one of those. No, I'm just kidding. I do love to make dickies, but I would say this is also looking kind of tight, and so I'm hoping
she's got to stretch out, right?
I think so. Well, yeah, I think it'll be fine. So I really like her so far. I will say, what is it about knitting that I'm like, I love it so much, but making this collar for 7 inches, like I don't usually do a long folded collar. Doing knit 3 purl 3 for 7 inches on size 4 needles, I was like, when will this end? But then it did, and it was fine, and I love to knit.
So is the whole thing 5? It's 5 needles?
The what?
5? The body is 5?
I think it's 6, but the collar was 4.
All right.
So yeah, I'm excited. I will say now that I've joined for the body, the front and the back, I'm a little bit like, ooh, and I got a lot more to go. But I think it'll be worth it and fine. I think it's gonna be like a really good staple knit to throw on.
And that's a split hem at the bottom, right?
Yes. And I actually am a little worried because I'm pretty sure the body is pretty long, so it might take me a while. But I'm excited.
She's pretty. You can finish in time for next cold snap.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like it'll be good. I think I'm a little worried that it might be a little rough, but you know, I feel like a turtleneck I can...
This is Tofu.
Hi, Tofu.
Tofu loves knitting. It's his favorite thing.
I think he just likes yarn.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with that.
Anyways, that's the Hazel. I thought I had more to say.
No, sorry, he's now like fully reclined in my lap. Okay, I don't have any other whips that I'm working on, except for our one exciting one that maybe you want to talk about first.
I don't want to talk about it because I'm procrastinating. I'm getting married in April. It's so crazy. I'm a child bride, but
let's see that bling. Let's see that bling.
Ooh. My little bony hands. But I forced Madeline like 6 months ago to agree to making coasters for everybody, for 100 people for this wedding. Don't worry, guys. I've made 5.
Oh my gosh, the yellow is a great choice.
Thanks. There's only 5 yellows, so that's it.
Dang.
I'm also it's not going so well.
I have about like I want to say like 20 maybe, but the blue. And I'm in the middle of this one. But this one, oh sorry,
you made so many Tofu.
He's like, what? I really love these coasters.
Madeline, I'm literally gonna hunker down and not leave my couch for the rest of the day.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I got so in the zone with these. I was like churning them out. It's this random pattern that we found. Super
literally
cute and quick.
On like a discontinued website. It's not
I feel like it was like the Wayback Machine, like we how to access it. Like it was like old. But it's basically just 4 rows essentially of I know his little ears just poking out. Sorry. Okay, there he goes.
It's so cute.
So it goes really quick, but I was in the zone like cranking them out, and then I stopped working on them for a while, and then I came back to it and I was like, I don't know how to crochet. I've completely forgotten. We are not crocheters in this house, but you're a crocheter. You made me a beautiful crochet bag.
That was my crochet bag phase that lasted a month. And then I said, that's it. I'm retiring from crocheting.
But so. I mean, so I'm hoping to get back in the swing of things. But yeah, we picked 4 colors, and so we're each doing 25 in each color.
I'm doing
yellow.
My AirPod will stop falling out.
Yellow. I know, me too. It's not sticking in the ear.
My crazy ears.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know everyone's dying for a chance to participate. So, okay, these look really similar, but I'm not sure what color.
Okay, wait. Hold up the yellow, too, so they can see all the colors together and make their selection.
It's a yellow. I don't know what. It's really not focusing, Madeline, on my yarn. So
just imagine it.
You can see them far away. My little claw hand holding them. But yeah, I don't know if I should do the corally pink or the hotter pink. Here's how they individually look with the yellow. I like the brighter one more, but
I think I do too.
I think the coral's less insane. But
it's
I like
more
the
like these
one.
Are so neutral too. Like these are both kind of mellow.
I know. I want to pop a color. I want some fun.
Maybe you could do half and half, like some crazy pink, some chill pink.
That's a logical solution.
Because there's not enough.
Makes sense.
There is not enough sugar and cream to do 2. You need another skein to do all 25. I'll say that because that's why I have stopped with the blue. Also, as I did run out of yarn before I finished. So
I get it.
Gotta get some more.
Yeah, that's why I only made 5. I ran out of yarn.
yeah.
Just kidding. I have an entire ball still left. So that's fun and not getting done, but I'm glad we're doing this. It's holding me accountable.
It's fun. I think it's gonna be so sweet for people to have it. I feel like it's like so you, like a little homemade thing.
And I think that's
our
good.
wedding.
I will say I haven't started this whip, but I have the yarn for the Rigmore tee by Petite Knit.
Classic.
Madeline, though, we haven't talked about this. I'm pretty scared. There's like literally one. Who is that girl? I was gonna say Danish girl. I don't know where she's from, but she has like several cottony t-shirts that she made, and I was like, I love how they look on her. I want to copy her.
Ooh.
And she did one in this like cream color in this shirt, but I'm so scared. I've never done a bottom up knit, and this is a bottom up.
I don't think I have either. I was like, have I? I don't think so either. Wow.
I'm pretty scared. But I'm really excited because it's a cotton merino. I've never used a cotton merino. It's by Drops. But I feel like it's really soft, and I think that this might be like cracked the case for the yarn for the summer. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm like in that weird phase where like I wanna. Okay, I think it's like one of those things where it's like we don't need to make summer knits only in the summer, but like, and it's January, but I feel like sometimes I'm like, what am I gonna make in the summer? And I'm like, that's a good example of something that I'll wear not in the winter. Yeah,
I usually start losing my knitting mojo around summertime because I've made a couple camisoles, like the little tiny tank tops, but I'm working with a lot of volume here, and like I feel like this, like I just don't like how they look on me, and the straps of them are like always so thin. I've tried to thicken them. I think I need to go the t-shirt route though. Like this is inspiring.
I agree. I think this is
more coverage.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like a little too sassy in my knit tank tops. I'm like, she's revealing.
Or I like am not sure what. I think I have done like 2 camis, and I feel like I just don't know what to wear under it, or like how to wear anything under it without feeling, it's not.
Need a bra friendly.
Yeah, but like the right one that doesn't like show. Yeah. I don't know. Do you have any New Year's resolutions for knitting this year?
Let me think about it. I mean, not necessarily. I don't have anything like big or poetic that I'm trying to do. I think like one thing I've been feeling like we talk about this a lot, like sometimes we look at like all of our knits, or I'll speak for myself, like I'll look at all my knits and I'm just like, I hate everything. What have I been doing? Like none of this is me, because I do the same thing. Like, and even the ones I talked about today, like historically I'm a girl that wears like 2 colors in her wardrobe, and that's black and that's navy blue, and I never knit black or navy blue. Like I'm knitting like hot pink and orange and like things that don't really fit in my wardrobe, but like I think are fun. So I feel like maybe this year I want to do some more like more neutral colors, which is so boring, but I want to like add nice items to my wardrobe that I made that aren't just like a crazy fun sweater that I knit, if that makes sense.
I agree. No,
what are you
I get
thinking?
it. That's kind of like, sorry, Madeline, plugging another knit. That's exactly how I feel after making the Oslo sweater, which is quite literally just the simplest sweater in the world, and I did it in like this charcoal black color.
So pretty.
I've worn this more in like 2 weeks than like any of my other knits, and it's like I'm ashamed of that, but I'm also like, yeah, I think it makes sense to make things that you wear more, but it's so hard to do that sometimes. It's just like I want it to be fun when I'm looking at it. I will say I forgot that like it's so hard to like pick up stitches or like see it with dark yarn, but it just, you're right, I feel the same way. I'm like, just maybe it's okay to make some basics that like you're aware all the time. Yeah,
and not like a crazy intricate design or like it's just something that's nice, classic. I feel that way about the sweater you're wearing right now. To me, that's a neutral. Maybe that's what's wrong with
No, I agree. I think this satisfied my like wanting it to be a little different, but like I feel like I can wear this with anything, but I agree.
Totally. Yeah. I think our shared resolution is, if you're looking at it, this podcast, we're gonna attempt to be more consistent in documenting. Because I think we've got a cute little thing going here. I love talking about knitting with you, and I'm like excited to someday be able to look back and be like, look at that crazy thing.
I already felt that with last year, and we only did 2.
1 year ago.
No, I agree, and I feel like we've been on a kick too. I'm not done with you. I feel like you said well. Like,
sorry.
I was just gonna say that I feel like we're also on a kick of watching other knitting podcasters, and that is like hopefully gonna help us.
Yeah, I feel like I was in like a little bit of a knitting slump at the end of last year, despite I feel like all the progress we made and like doing a lot of stuff. Like I was not feeling super inspired. And then now I'm back in, I'm like fully in, like let's go. Yeah. We're doing it.
I was just gonna say something that all of the sweet, relaxing knitting podcasters who I love to watch have this like very healthy perspective of like, this year I'm gonna knit for joy and I don't need to just churn out a bunch of stuff. No. I feel the opposite. I feel like this is the year that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make a lot. And I'm like, maybe that's not healthy.
No, you've been like working at like a crazy pace. Like I feel like you're just like recently, the past couple months, I feel like you're like, finish this, finish this, finish this.
That's why I can't relate to these healthy mindsets. I'm like, nope.
I feel like you did mesh, Oslo, Magda, this sweater 14 you're wearing, cable sweater was all within like a 1 month period where you finished everything.
That's how I feel. I blacked out and I said, that's all I do. And I feel
the
like
crazy scarf.
The second, Madeline, I didn't even tell you about it because the second crazy scarf I made it in like 3 days. And I was like, I got out of the other side of it and I was like, what happened to me? My boyfriend was like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm done. So yeah, I agree. Anyways, that's something I'm maybe gonna try to be healthier, but going into the new year, I'm like, nope.
You did not. I didn't even know you made and finished a second one.
I only took a picture and I literally thought about sending it to you, and I was like, no one can know about this.
Well, I think I'm gonna make my own crazy scarf, honestly.
I think you should, and I think everyone should, but I also think no one should, so that we can keep buying the yarn just for us.
I know. I'll need you to help me order some, and then we'll get going.
I literally emailed and said 5 skeins of or hanks. I use all the words interchangeably and they're not the same.
Balls, skins, hanks. On that note, I think that's enough podcast
I
for
agree.
everybody. If you somehow made it to this point in the podcast, thank you for watching.
Thanks.
Mostly to my parents and James.
Literally.
Anyways, follow us on Instagram. Long.distance.minutes.
Oh, those dots, yep.
Thought we would do it at the same time, but it's not gonna work. Okay. All right.
See you next time.
See you later. Happy knitting. Bye-bye.